Alrighty, welcome back to episode 3. My camera's crooked. I'm sure it's fine. Welcome back to episode 3. Today is going to start off the episode a little bit different. We're going to be packaging these PC parts up because they sold on eBay this week. We got two AM4 motherboards, 450 watt power supply that used to be in my server build, the Ryzen 9 3900X, and then 32 gigs of DDR4 Corsair RGB RAM, and then just a basic set of DDR4 Vengeance RAM. The reason we're selling this, if anybody is curious, is because the main gaming rig recently got an upgrade to AM5 socket with the Ryzen 7 7800X3D. I think it's what I got. And then new board and 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM. So got a nice little upgrade, and we're selling these parts to make back some of that initial cost. So little business start of the day. Not really. And welcome back from the post office. Let's go ahead and clean up the room just a tiny little bit. I don't like it when it's all cluttered. We have some new additions to the setup in here. Right, we got this beautiful new cat tree. Goes floor to ceiling, and that's because your boy's getting a kitten here in a little bit. Megan finally said yes, so I can actually get one. So probably gonna do that for my birthday next month, which is gonna be sick. Thing needs like a permanent place to live, and it doesn't really have one. All right, hopefully everybody enjoyed that little the little snippet of the life of selling PC parts after you buy new ones to make your money back. Welcome to episode 3. Hope everybody enjoyed episode 2. I was pretty happy with it. I don't think there were a lot of major problems that I was super concerned about. There's always room to improve, so hopefully the vlogs, as we keep going, just keep getting better and better. Today is actually a Friday, and usually I have the episode filmed and at least started editing by the end of the week, but here we are, filming on a Friday. I feel like ever since I started the vlog and every episode so far, I've been like, oh, this week's weird, this week's weird. This week, it's every week's weird, man. There's no perfect week. There's no perfect schedule. With all that being said, today's actually going to be weird. We're going to end up doing a little bit of editing, have to do some work stuff. Usually I don't have to do any work stuff on Friday, but I had a shoot Wednesday with Lance and Brandon that went super well. Yeah, Wednesday threw kind of a loop in the week in the normal schedule, but that's okay. Today I kind of just want to knock out some editing, and then I want to shoot some short form content, so there might be some wardrobe changes, just to make everything not look like it was shot in the same day. And then I want to talk about a couple of new things that I have coming for the channel. Let's go ahead and set up the time lapse and go from there. Alright, so that wraps up the little editing sesh right there. That was probably a couple hours worth of editing. that I needed to catch up on, knock out a bunch of Taylor's content. That was pretty much my last batch that I'll be doing for the render event that we went to a couple weeks ago. So it's already like 7 o'clock, so I don't know if I'm actually going to get to shoot any short form content today. That might be tomorrow after class. So since that's the case, probably going to go ahead and just kind of call it a night, because it's been a really busy week. One thing I've been struggling with these last couple of weeks is actually finding the time to allow myself to decompress from everything that I have going on. If you really just take a second and kind of evaluate the things that everybody has going on in their life, or specifically you individually, we all have a lot of shit going on. We have our work we have to balance with our personal life. In that personal life, we have responsibilities, friendships, relationships. We have all these things we have to balance. And one thing I've noticed these last couple of weeks is that I've just been really struggling with giving myself time to decompress and actually relax and take everything in. And that's super important, especially on your mental health, on your well-being. We all have really busy lives, and we need to give ourselves time to process everything that's going on in them. Even though it's only 7 o'clock, and I probably could knock out some more stuff, especially content-wise, probably brush up on some stuff for school, I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of start winding down for the evening and relax. And I think I'm going to play games with my friends to do that. I think I'm going to go take a shower. I think I'm going to make some dinner. And then I think I'm going to play video games with my friends. And then I'll worry about shooting content tomorrow, because I feel like I need that. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so it is now the next day. Just got out of class. It is 3:15. It was a good class. Everything went well. My group is completely caught up on everything we've been doing. We've been working on the same project for the last actually this entire week. We've been working on the same project, just kind of building into it, adding more functionality, adding more styling. I know yesterday I mentioned doing some short form content today. That was one of the things I wanted to knock out yesterday, and then I pushed it back to the day. But I think we're actually going to push it back until Monday, because low-key, I'm feeling kind of drained, and I kind of want to take a break and not push myself. This week I worked really hard on staying ahead of the curve and really trying to dive deep into understanding the stuff that we're working on. And it's been a lot, because we really have started diving into JavaScript fully and implementing actual functionality to the programs we're working on. So it's been a lot to kind of wrap my head around and actually understand. And for the most part, I do. I think I would say I'm at 80% fully understanding everything we've been going through, which this week we've been really adding functionality to the website that we're working on, which we're making so we've been working on a pet adoption website where we're taking Bootstrap cards and putting them in rows and columns, and then putting information on those cards. But instead of creating each individual card via HTML, we're using the DOM and the DOM string to make one card, and then take all the information from an array that we have, and putting all that information into that one card, and then rendering multiple cards. And then the second functionality that we're adding is filter button. So let's say you have 3 types of animals. You make a filter button for each type, and then you make an all button, and then you make it where you click that, it filters just cats, and then if you click the other one, it filters just dogs, and then you want to show all the pets again. That kind of thing. And then finally today, what we ended up adding was a create and delete. So we have, let's say, 30 objects in that array, all being different types of animals and pets. Today, we added the functionality to where there's a form. You can type the name, the color of your pet, a special skill, the type of pet, and then the image link that you want to appear on that card. And then you hit create, and it adds that pet at the very bottom of the array, adding a new card at the very bottom of the page. And then moving from that, you can also delete that. So then we had to go back and add a delete function or a delete button into our Bootstrap card that was inside of our DOM string. So that way, if you don't want that new pet or the pet's been adopted or whatever, you can delete it from the website and now you are back to the original 30, or if you added more cards. Honestly, I'm really proud of mine. My code is clean. My project looks really good. I've done a lot of styling. There's only one thing left really that I have to work on, and it's centering that delete button, just because I ran out of time during class today. I'll go ahead and throw a clip up of the, I guess I'll put it right here, to the project actually working and, the functionality that it has, the styling that it has, and everything. I'm really proud of it. But it's taken a lot of work. It took me a long time to really understand the concepts of using the functions in JavaScript and then using all the parameters that are needed, learning about event listeners and query selectors and all that stuff. It's a lot of work. And then I also had to put in a lot of extra time outside of class on YouTube, having things broken down to me to a very basic level to make sure I fully grasp it, because yes, I can use it and I can see how it's used, but I don't fully understand it yet, and I really want to, and I realize it's going to take time, but I want to put in that extra time to make sure. So with all that being said, I think this is low-key going to be the end of the vlog. It's probably been a short one. I haven't started editing yet, but I really just think I want to let myself rest and relax and reset and come back even stronger for next week for even more adding to our pet adoption website. Real quick before we end the video though, I want to talk about a new thing I'm going to start on the channel, which is going to be a weekly recap, specifically diving into the topics, the concepts, and the actual code of what I'm working on during that week. So what that'll look like is probably just a video of me sitting and talking at my computer, recording the screen, and then just kind of breaking down individually, like, hey, this week we went over if statements, and then if you do this, you can add an else if statement. You need these parameters, and if you wanted to do that, like that kind of thing. Breaking down the for loop, how I did that. Just really diving deep into the actual concepts that I'm learning, and also to show that I have an understanding of them. Not only does that mean more content for the channel, that also means reinforcing my learning by being able to explain it and teach it. To be completely honest, I'm a little nervous about it because I don't like teaching things that I'm not 100% about, but I'm going to do my very best, and if anybody sees something that they're like, that's not right, feel free to correct me. And in return, I'll be able to snippet stuff from that and maybe do like a summarized version for short form content on TikTok, Instagram. Also, if you don't follow me on any of those platforms, go check it out, give me a follow. I got some content up there. It's pretty cool. I like it. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching episode 3. We'll be back next week with episode 4 and the first episode of the week breakdown, which will probably just be a summary of everything we've done over these last 3 weeks. And then probably starting the live stream soon. I'm also thinking about live streaming some of the editing process of the vlog. So like a kind of behind the scenes of how I edit all my stuff and break everything down. Don't really know yet, but thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like and sub if you're feeling like it, and I'll catch you in the next one. This has been episode 3. I'm out.